Hi everyone, Coinage here. Thank you all for tuning in. Today we're going to be taking a look at UAMY Stock. That's United States Antimony Corporation. That's UAMY, ticker symbol UAMY. So I'm going to be touching a little bit on the fundamentals, and then we'll go ahead and jump on over to the technicals. So none of this is financial advice. Just thought I'd share my thoughts on this stock. So Friday market close, you can see here, closed at $6.46. You can see, it's a very volatile stock. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So right here, taking a look at the weekly time frame, you could see that this stock has never in its life, and you guys could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, has never had a reverse split. Interesting. Even though it has traded, around this, under $1, I think I don't know if it's because it's jumped above it and just to come back down. But, apparently it's been in compliant to not have to do a reverse stock split. But you guys could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But as far as trading view, no reverse splits. So just taking a look, it's crazy to see that this stock was trading at, 33 cents, all the way to what it's trading at right now. That is crazy. That is crazy, you guys. Congratulations to whoever bought and held this. I mean, even right here at $1.69 to where it currently is, that's about almost a 3x. So yeah, just gonna go jump into the fundamentals. So what is antimony? This is a mining company in antimony. So let's go and dive into that. So I'm gonna post this up here. So antimony, there's just a overview. So antimony is primarily used as a key component in flame retardant and to harden lead acid batteries. It is also essential for defense application, electronics, and specifically alloys. So key, huge core applications. So that's flame retardants. Antimony trioxide makes up to roughly 60% of global demand, and it's combined with halogenated compounds to fireproof plastics, textiles, and electronics. So batteries, metallurgy. So antimony expands when it cools, making it ideal for casting type metals, solder, and wear resistant machine bearings. Military defense, used as armor piercing ammunition, explosive formulations, and night vision technology. So these are huge. I don't know if it's due to the war, what causes crazy surge in price. But here's the kicker, though. This is interesting right here. Electronics. High purity antimony is utilized in the production of semiconductors, infrared detectors, and diodes. Yeah, so very interesting because right now, the semiconductor stocks, take a look at AMD, a lot of these semiconductor stocks, are reaching at all-time highs, which is very interesting. I don't know if this is also why it has, surged this prices this high, also with, the whole military and defense. So, I mean, let me know in your comments down below, so that is pretty interesting. So my question is, do you think we will be reaching, back to $1, or is it going to be holding strong around this area of $6.49? You could see back in 2011, it was trading around this area, was trading around the $4, only come all the way back down. In the beginning, it was trading, above This was back in the 1980s, only just to come all the way back down. So yeah, interesting stuff. I mean, considering this is a high volatile stock, it is possible that we can be, reaching this 100 moving average, trading around the $5. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down to the daily time frame just to look further. That we can see where there's, the higher liquidity zones. You could see that we now have crossed this moving average, back to the downside. So, it's pretty bearish as at the moment. So in my personal opinion, I would just be very careful with this stock. Quite possibly that we can be reaching this $5 area. If you look at, crypto and, just a lot of low cap stocks as a whole, right now we are currently bearish. So, we're at a point where, yeah, we can get somewhat, maybe a relief rally back testing this 200 moving average only just to get rejected. So I'll just use high caution. If you have a lot of strong conviction in the stock, then, I think at this time possibly would be good to start dollar cost averaging. However, if you just want to play it safe, I would wait around this $5 area. Wouldn't be a bad idea to, start dollar cost averaging. A lot of we can just see right here. There's a lot of liquidity sitting around this area, which makes me think, and just that we can reach that area considering how bearish it is currently looking. So I'm going to drop down to the 4-hour time frame just to kind of see where we're sitting at. So right now I do have a position in this. I am selling cash secured puts. Strike price at $6. So my break-even price would be at $5.55, considering the premium that I will collect. Open that position around June 26th, and the expiration is the 31st of July. So if we do happen to get a relief rally, I'm just going to go ahead and close the position. As we do enter, we are going to be entering the new moon pretty soon. You could see here July 14th, we will be entering the full moon, so this upcoming week. So we know a lot of times in the new moon, movement typically tends to go upward. So if we do get a little relief, if it goes back trading to the $7 or 7.5, I will strongly consider closing that position. Another key note that I do want to mention is that FOMC meeting is in July 28th and 29th. So, I think the FOMC meeting will heavily affect this stock, considering it is connected to the military forces, with the flame retardant properties and all that. I think it might affect that, since it is a metal. So typically FOMC meetings do, heavily affect, the metals markets, as well as obviously the currency and Forex. We take just a quick look, at the last two previous FOMC meetings. So we had a FOMC meeting, and the last one was in June 16th and 17th. So June 16th and 17th was right about right here. You could see, it did have a huge correction around that time, and the one prior to that was back in April 28th and 29th. So let's go ahead and look at those dates. So 28th and 29th, it appears that we had a price swing to the upside. 28th and 29th. Yeah, so it looks like we had a huge surge to the upside only to have a correction back down to the downside. So not 100% sure because I haven't back tested it enough, but it does look like there is this stock is heavily affected by FOMC meeting. So that's a key date to just watch out for. Again, the new moon is pretty soon. Actually, let's go ahead and turn on this to just take a look, dive a little bit deeper. So yeah, it is going to be playing out pretty soon, you know, the new moon. Again, I am considering closing on my position. I'd rather just play it safe, and if it does surge back down, you know, I will again be selling cash secured puts. Considering how high volatile this stock is, you know, I do collect high premiums off of this stock because it is high risk. It is a high risk stock, so just keep that in mind. Just be very cautious. So yeah, that's my thoughts here on this stock. Use high caution. If you have strong conviction, then yeah, I think dollar cost averaging wouldn't be too bad. However, I would wait, in my personal opinion, around this $5.50. If not, even, you know, wait till it drops a little bit further down before, you know, start dollar cost averaging. So thank you guys. Like this video if you guys like, and subscribe. Comment down below. Thank you guys. If this video reaches 50 views or 10 likes, I will consider continuing making updates on UAMY. If not, I'll just look at other stocks. But thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Take care.